The two major air types used to propel a paintball is either CO2 or compressed air. For CO2, there's two major sources that I'll use. For paintball pistols, they usually use a 12-gram CO2 cartridge, similar to what's used in pellet guns. More commonly used is the CO2 bottle. Usually these are sold in 9, 12, or 20 ounce sizes. They are filled with liquid CO2 to that weight. You get about 50 shots per ounce of CO2. Using CO2 is very cost effective. It's easy to get them filled and they're relatively inexpensive. However, CO2 doesn't perform very well in cold weather or if you're shooting a lot really fast. And also, a lot of your more expensive, higher end markers can't use CO2 at all. It'll actually damage the paintball marker. For those markers, you would use compressed air. It's commonly referred to as N2 or nitro. For our purposes, it's all the same thing. There literally compressed air inside these bottles. You have your vessel, and then you have your regulator. The vessel fills to either 3,000 psi or 4,500 psi, and it's regulated out to 800 psi going into your marker. The 3,000 psi are much more cost effective. This, for instance, is a 48 cubic inch tank. This is aluminum, so it's fairly heavy, but they're also rather inexpensive. You usually get about 10 shots per cubic inch to 15 shots per cubic inch with a 3,000 psi tank. Stepping up, you go to the 4,500 psi tank. 4,500 psi tanks get more shots per cubic inch. They usually get anywhere from 15 to 25 shots per inch. And they are also much lighter because a 4,500 psi tank is actually a carbon fiber wrapped tank. This tank right here is actually about half the weight of this tank right here. And it also gets almost 3 times the shots, but you can see it's not that much bigger. The one downside to 4,500 psi tanks is they do cost quite a bit more than the 3,000 cubic inch aluminum tanks. So there is an air source and size to fit any budget.